What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Virgo, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So guess what, Virgo? It's your general energy weekly spread. So with this weekly spread, whenever you come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you, Virgo. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Virgo. So Virgo, with this spread, I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards, and then I'll get some tarot cards to get some details on the mix. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Virgo. Oh, wow. This has been going around a little bit. But we got the second card of Libras here, which is the Ostrich Trap. And which is Ostrich Trap? This is a card of avoidance, closed-mindedness, refusing to face reality, evade, feeling threatened, fake out, inhibit, fear-based thinking, steering clear, run for cover, and just a conspiracy theory. So when this card pops up, Virgo, this is an interesting one because if we are, let's say, if for some of us, if we're in this place where we're operating from a place of fear, or this can even be, maybe we're worried about I'm just thinking, with your ruler being retrograde, depending on when you're watching this, will be retrograde until the 14th, 15th of May. You got Uranus and Taurus on top of that. Things are feeling a little precarious right now. And I understand if we are in a place of, might be feeling a little anxious or might be feeling, afraid for our security or things. But Virgo, this is a great time while we're in Taurus season. And Jupiter's going to be entering Taurus here around the 16th of May. So that's going to lighten up the energy some. But if we stay operating from a place of fear, of anxiety, of worry, things along those lines, where I'm not saying your situation isn't something that doesn't warrant those feelings, but we just don't want to stay in that space and just exacerbate that problem. You know what I mean? We want to do something. We want to take those feelings. All right, I'm feeling anxiety. What can I do about that? How can I alleviate this feeling? Is there something I can do right now? And then if not, perfect. Then let's put that to the side, put that to the, on the back burner until it comes time to when you can deal with it, It gets us to this place where we can kind of prioritize what fires we might have to put out, Virgo, but we don't want to get to this place of avoidance because that's not going to take away from the fact that the situation is there. Just thinking with this ostrich trap, you can only stay, even with this ostrich, it can only stay in that sand trap so long. Eventually it's going to have to come up for air and it's going to have to face whatever reality has for you. And sometimes it's not ideal, sometimes it can feel like a lot, but Virgo, especially being an earth sign too, being very rooted in this material realm, couple that with your immutable sign being adaptable. If anyone can turn adversity to their advantage, you can do it, Virgo. It's just pausing for a second, getting present, finding your breath, and then working these details out. It's like, okay, I'm in here. Let's tap into that superpower, Virgo. Let's get this thing prioritized. Let's figure out what's going on, how we can tackle this thing, and then get to that next step. But we don't want to stay, really, just like we want to be mindful. Our thoughts are very powerful, just in general, Virgo, and you're being ruled by Mercury. You got that little extra little kick. Mercury ruled signs, Gemini and yourself are very intelligent signs, and you want to be mindful of your thoughts because your thoughts can keep you trapped. This card is very kind of Eight of Swords vibes. You know, our thoughts become things. So just be mindful of that, Virgo. But let's get some tarot on the mix here. Get some details. All right, Virgo, let's see the little nuggets we got here so far. Oh, there you are. I love it. Ooh, I really love this, Virgo. This is a powerful little pocket here. So, and we got one little, I like this. You got yourself, Knight of Disc, Prince of Disc, Prince of Disc, Prince of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the Three of Swords. Now, with this whole little spread here, Virgo, you got a lot of abundance here. You know, whatever these situations that we might be avoiding, Virgo, this is where I feel like this is the state that we're in right now. We're in the Prince of Disc phase. We're in this cycle of what can we do, whatever situation that we're in, whatever's got us feeling threatened, you know, feeling our security. Because then this can, you know, Virgo, this can be, you know, with the disc here, this can be financial security, sure, but this can be like your emotional security, your spiritual security. This can be, you know, this can encompass health. You know, it can wherever you're feeling this where there's that foundation is feeling rocky. The Prince of Disc, he's the type that he's my card of if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if we just stay in these energies, that's just the cycle that you're going to stay stuck in. And listen, it's not to say that your abundance is not going to come, and it's not that you're even choosing to stay in this state, Virgo. It's just more so the fact of getting eyes on it. You know, just recognizing that, oh crap, or we might be in a spiral right now. And this is something too, Virgo. Just thinking with the Prince of Cups, whatever this situation is, if you find that this is something like really big, you know, and that you might need assistance, just because how you got some strong people that are coming up here. Don't feel like you can't ask for help. The Prince of Cups sometimes, whether it's for pride, whether it's for whatever the reason may be, sometimes he has a tendency to just keep things bottled up, keep things to himself, figure that if he has to figure everything out. And where I get wanting to be in a place of being self-sustaining, sometimes we can use a little assistance to get up there. You know, the Knight of Disc, he started off as the Prince of Disc, you know, before he became, you know, abundant, you know, the abundant Virgo that he is. He had to put in some work in. We had to start off at that Taurus energy. You know, we had to work on that security. Look at that Taurus energy. Look how the story's playing out, Virgo. He had to work on that security, work on that foundation, address these feelings that he might be feeling, you know, because listen, whatever this is that we're going through, however it might be resonating, if it's keeping you down in a sense, I get it. You know, the Three of Swords is a tough card. It gets us in our head. It can get where it can lead to depression. It can lead to just feeling melancholy, low energy. And it just makes the whole transformation tough, you know, even just with the Death card. But again, these situations, whatever it is going to keep happening regardless, and it's not going to go anywhere. So you might as well face it. It's just like when I think about stuff like this, it's like, do we want to just rip the Band-Aid off one hair at a time, or just want to just rip that whole thing off? Yeah, it's like, that kind of sucked in the moment, but you feel that now? We can breathe a little bit more. There's some relief. And when we go through that change, Virgo, go through that, face whatever this reality, stop evading things, really open your perception up. Because, you know, it can lead back to you feeling grounded again. Because look at his horse just rooted in the earth. It leads back to that state of calm, that state of feeling abundant, you know. And then too, Virgo, just thinking, you know, with Jupiter being here, the Wheel of Fortune, you know, the King of Pentacles, or the King of Disc, or Knight of Disc in this deck, he's a very generous figure. You know, after he comes through adversity, he's the type that spreads the abundance around, whether that be through, sharing knowledge to, other princes who might be kind of going up through this stuff. And I'm just bringing that up, Virgo, just thinking about all the ways that you can turn your, a situation into an opportunity for growth. You can take what your tough time here, write a book for someone, maybe post a blog about your adventures, maybe do like short little things. I don't know, maybe even like a YouTube about it, do like a little series. I mean, that would be neat. Journey of the Knight of Pentacles, the Journey to Abundance, something along those lines. But look at you getting your fortune. But this is a great time too, just even thinking about Jupiter when I was talking about how he's going to be moving into Taurus. This is a great time for thinking about any sort of, just any areas in general, Virgo, that we're feeling not feeling stable in. Bringing that stuff up to the surface with all this Scorpio energy that you got here, because the Prince of Cups and the Death card, this is both Scorpio energy. We just had that lunar eclipse not too long ago. So yeah, just keep this mind, or keep that in mind. Let that stuff out and watch how you grow from this. Watch how you become abundant and then just spread more abundance around, Virgo. Really is just a lovely thing. Beautiful. Great start, Virgo. I love it. Let's get some tea and let's get some more on this. Oh, interesting. Okay, Virgo. So, all right, we got the 5th card of Aquarius here, which is the Pillory card. And with this card, this is a card of open dishonor, humiliation, finding fault, punishment, abusive, shutdown, caught, public ridicule and mockery, nowhere to run, censure, serving time, and vulnerable. So, Virgo, I will say, if some of us, if we are in some sort of, public standing, whether that be maybe you're in politics or just a public eye or, YouTube, whatever that's looking like, any sort of social media platform. When this card pops up, I just want to say, and even just in public, Virgo, let's just be mindful. And listen, it's not to say that you're not. Just be mindful of our appearance, just of our behavior. We don't want to get caught in any sort of, this to me is like, it's not like you need to act outside of yourself, Virgo. This is more of like a, just being aware of just like how we're, behaving, if we're like, doing obscene things in public, that's what this area kind of gives me here when we talk about that type of stuff. And especially with this avoidance thing, I will say with this too, if we're running for if we're keeping something secret, Virgo, or there may be something, this could be maybe on the other end, maybe something's going to come to the surface for you, Virgo, or just, just in general, just it's coming up. If we have something that we're keeping to ourselves, and it doesn't have to be anything like, malicious or anything like that, Virgo. This could be maybe we're keeping like a health thing to ourselves, or maybe we're keeping like, maybe like we lost a job maybe or something along those lines, and we might be worried about how that might look, or, we might feel humiliated or something along those lines. This is where, just be careful with just like that Prince of Cups area, just don't keep that stuff bottled up. Sometimes we just got to put this stuff out there in the open, because these people, let's just say their loved ones, they're going to want to know what's going on, Virgo, and how they can help, and how we can help you get back to that abundance, that fortune. So just something to, this can be a weird kind of tricky card here, but also just thinking with this, just like the finding fault, the punishment, just thinking about your energy, Virgo. There's a tendency for your sign to be a little overly critical about ourselves, and it's not to say your energy is great in the sense that like you do find the fine details. You can find the brilliance in something and turn a Prince of Disc, yourself into a Knight of Disc. But sometimes along the way, you know, there can be there are those moments where it's like, man, I wish I could have brought that harder. You know, those times when we kind of are maybe a little harder on ourselves than we I feel we could be. We just want to be mindful of that, Virgo, as well, and be mindful not just from ourselves but from others. You know, if we're working on this thing, and if you have someone that's using, like, maybe trying to shut you down, using abusive language, things along those lines, we just want to be mindful of that too, Virgo. But with all that being said, let's get a little more on this pillory, because yeah, that's an interesting card when that comes out. Let's see, we got Virgo. Interesting. Okay. So you got the Three of Wands here, you got the Ten of Cups, and then you have the Princess of Cups. And you know, Virgo, I partway feel like with this, I'm getting really just, there's this feeling of, if you've been maybe holding something in, you know, that's just how we got Prince and Princess of Cups. There's just a feeling here of, maybe for some of us, that if we've been holding something in, maybe we've been wanting to talk with someone about something, maybe maybe this is a behavior about a loved one, maybe that's another thing with this pillory card. Maybe there's someone close to us who might be acting strange, or, you know, acting outside of their energy. Maybe there's something that's going on there. I feel like that there's this energy of just saying, like, share these feelings, you know, and let this, and just like letting this stuff be known, because I feel that if we're thinking that it might blow up in our face, like, I feel like, sure, there may be, especially if we're talking about, let's say, the best example I could think of is, like, if we have like a let's say, for like, we're in like a devil moment, maybe we're dealing with like a drinking, for an example, and it's just like a, hey, you know, where, you know, I'm all for maybe, you know, having a glass of wine with dinner, blah blah blah, you know, where we might be getting in like an excessive realm. You know, we got 10, you get your 10 cups deep here, you know, what are we doing? Yeah, that can feel, you know, that can get people on guard at first, but sometimes it's the awareness, Virgo. I feel that if it's just something, if that's resonating with you, I feel like that the awareness would bring about just a more happier picture, you know, like things would just, if things have been feeling a little rough, if we've been avoiding things, if been feeling like we've had to keep stuff to ourselves, but just something to think about, Virgo. But I'm also kind of feeling with this too, Virgo, if there's some of us, if we've been thinking about, let's say, like some kind of like idea, maybe for like a main business, or maybe even like a side hustle, things along those lines. Just, I feel like, you know, following that path as well, because the Three of Wands can be a card of expansion, and a card of, when you think about the wands, these gets into energy that like fuel us, you know, and this is the Sun in Aries. The Sun is exalted in Aries, and I just, you know, if there's something that you've been again, you know, the Prince of Cups can also be like a card of, you know, he's like, he's supposed to represent like an artist, you know, who keeps his like, he has all this artistic view, but might be worried about what other people might think about this thing. You know, is it going to get shut down? Is it going to be ridiculed? You know, are people even going to understand what I'm putting out there? But, you know, Virgo, you'll never know until you try. If you keep it bottled up and keep it in that thing, then no one's going to know. You know, it's just the only one who's going to be criticizing is going to be you. You know what I mean? So we don't want to keep these cups and this fortune and all this stuff bottled up, because when we do, Virgo, that does lead to a transformation. You know, that does lead to further expansion. Jupiter leads to Ten of Cups, because now you're following what brings you energy, you know, what brings you vitality, brings you inspiration. So look at that. I mean, look at how this Knight of Disc is beaming. You know, his energy is he's abundant, and that's, doing what he loves. So, just something to think about as well, especially, how Saturn in Pisces, for the next 3 years, this is a time to be generous with your ideas and nourish those things. The Princess of Cups, the princesses in this deck, the princesses represent earth, and then the cups represent water. So when you think about earth and water energy, you sow some seeds, and then you saturate that earth with your ideas and your love and I'm watching your garden grow. It's beautiful, Virgo. So let everyone see that garden, Virgo. Let's see let's see the harvest. I'm looking at your amber waves of grain. I'm with it. All right, Virgo. Let's get one more card on the mix. There you are, Virgo. Abundant. You got one of your cards, the 8th card of Virgo, which is the Grapes card. I'm with it, because this is a card of abundance. Were we just talking about the harvest? Bearing fruit, harvest. I love it. Fertility, merriment, prosperity, surplus, fullness, juicy, overindulge, tempting, goodness, plentiful, wealth. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now, before we get into all this abundance, Virgo, I do want to say, just with this, because that's a little sneakiness in here, with that overindulge in your abundance. How we were just talking about pillory, being aware of our how we're presenting ourselves. Just something to be mindful of if we're overindulging in some things and we don't have, we don't have eyes on it, and people might have been mentioning some things. Just something to pay attention to, Virgo, and vice versa. If this is something that you've noticed in someone, it might be, especially if this is someone who's who we care about. Bring that up to them, Virgo, because it better you, that someone they care about, than some like kind of stranger. Then that puts them in like a defensive type of place, and you know what I mean. But just that's something to think about. But let's get back to enjoying the fruits of your abundance, because this is a very abundant reading right here. I mean, there's, this energy, I feel like, is in just this in general, Virgo, making sure that we're carving out some moments, to do things that make us feel abundant, and I just don't mean in like our work stuff, carving out some time for you. I don't know, do you like to work out while we're talking about gardening, do you want like working out in the garden? Maybe do we want to make more time to be out in nature, maybe be amongst some animals? I don't know, maybe, I don't know if maybe start an ostrich farm. I don't know, Virgo. But just making sure that because you got all this earth energy. Even old boy up here is farming. So just doing some things for yourself, Virgo. Making sure to just treat ourselves, filling up all of our cups, and just enjoying the journey. Enjoying the work that you're putting in, and yeah, that's like, do I have any more with that? No, just really enjoy, Virgo, and enjoy this abundance. And if we're having trouble seeing the abundance, Virgo, then that really is, that's how we start doing it. It starts carving out moments. One, to just, on top of just doing some self-care things for yourself, because what perfect energy to do that with Venus just entering Cancer not too long. She entered on the 6th of this month. She'll be there till the 6th or to the 1st of June. This is a great time for doing some self-care, but also just practicing some gratitude in all the things. And again, it's not to say that you don't already feel grateful, because you're the Knight of Discs, but just making that more of an intent during your day. Just look at all this. Look at all this stuff that I have, or look at this great company that I'm around. Or look at these. The people that are. Just all of that. Virgo said, find the beauty in the day. But let's get some tarot on this. Oh. Yeah, Virgo, because interesting. Yeah, hold on, because you got 5 of disc here. That just kind of, did a little cartwheel out of there. Interesting. Okay. So you got the 5 of disc, you have the Lovers, and then you have the Knight of Cups. All right, we're starting to get a whole big family here, Virgo. And I do feel like that for some of you. If we are in this place again of worry, because the 5 of disc, this can be feeling like we don't have enough of, or that we're operating from a place of lack, saying that like, if only I had this, then this would happen, as opposed to, I have all these things right now, what can I do with that? Because that might be something too. Maybe we're trying to achieve this abundance, but we're just limiting ourselves. Maybe we're like, oh man, I need, in order to do this, I need like X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not to say those aren't valid, Virgo, but look at what you do have. What tools do you have to work with? Well, like what literal tools do you have? What people can we talk with? Because you're completing your whole family of cups here. And this can be something too, Virgo. really, just talking about this cups. There's strength in expressing these feelings, just working through this stuff out, working this stuff out loud. It's just like, maybe just spitballing with someone that's close to you, just even thinking with the Lovers. But, the Lovers can also be, for me, like, this is like a connection with your higher self, really like doing this, asking those internal questions. Oh, okay, hold on, Virgo, I think we're done with the tarot. We're going to switch back over. But asking those internal questions, it's like, why am I feeling this anxiety? What can I do to alleviate this thing? And then listen to that answer. And listen, sometimes the answer may not be, maybe if it's like a hitting up a person, we may not like that because it might make us feel some kind of way, or, we don't want to seem like we don't got it. But Virgo, we're all connected in this, and it's even just thinking with this is a card, there's something big about like communication and just like, something in this, Virgo, just with, the Lovers is Gemini energy as well. And maybe we've been overthinking a lot, just thinking with that energy as well. It could be just a lot going on here, Virgo, but not even just in stuff. There's abundance here. It's just, I feel like we gotta just take a moment and pause for a second, just if you're feeling in this place, and just kind of regroup, get the Knight of Cups. For me, he's like a good representation of just like emotional wisdom, finding that connection with head and heart, getting those back in alignment. And then when you do, Virgo, this whole cycle starts making sense, and then where this transformation is trying to lead you, it all starts falling into place. So hopefully, I hope that made sense, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Virgo. But you got abundance all around here. Your card, the grapes. Most of your cards in that Oracle deck, they're nothing but abundance. It's and again, you're the Knight of Disc, Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, abundance. So, but Virgo, last thing. When we talk about abundance, it's not just that, Wheel of Fortune, it's not going to fall in your lap in a sense. It's seeing the opportunities in what's going on around you. You know what I mean? I actually had an opportunity to, a Virgo presented me an opportunity not too long ago, and I almost just completely dismissed it. And I had thought about it a little bit more. It's just like, wait a minute, this is going to strengthen. This is not only going to help them out, but this is going to help strengthen me in this way and this way. And this way is not going to eat up too much of my, not going to cut into any of my schedule too much. So it's just like, be aware of that stuff. Really pay attention to the opportunities that are around you, because they're all around you, Virgo, literally. But yeah. So let's spread the abundance around, Virgo. Let's just give this a thumbs up and share this. If you know someone who might be, because 5 of discs, 3 of swords, they can be tricky stuff. It's amazing how what two little cards can prevent us from seeing our abundance. But that's how powerful our thoughts are, Virgo. And, that's something that, if we know someone who's resonating with this, share that with them. Let them know that. It's just like, hey, like you're freaking amazing. You're racking up kings here. I mean, you were just royal. So, just something to think about. I mean, grapes. But, and then subscribe, hit that bell button. Tell all these people to subscribe, hit that bell button. They'll get notified when I have these videos each week. And then what better thing, if we happen to get in our head, it's been a big help for that. I've been on this meditation app, Insight Timer, for years. And I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to drop positive affirmations, enlightening messages, any little things, talk about your journey, what little obstacles that you may have come and how you overcame them, and it's just a space to just help, show that we all go through this stuff and that we're all figuring out this journey out together. And then as it grows, definitely want to do something with, maybe manifest in abundance with the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know, you gotta wait in turn, but we'll see. I'm getting a whole with the court cards and I are talking. It's just a whole little chat there. But all that information, Virgo, for that group is in the description box. And then last little thing, I don't think you got any Cancers cards here. Not that you need them, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Virgo, so I can get you out of here. I'm with it. So you got the Seven of Swords here. And then while I'm getting your Oracle card with the Seven of Swords. In this deck, for me, this can be like a card of burnout, and it's hard to accomplish anything if your energy is tired, but if you're mentally tired as well, it's at this point, there's nothing that's going to get accomplished. But, so definitely take this time if we've been in a place of worry, of stress, of do some things to alleviate yourself, go on a trip, Is it the Seven of Swords? Yes, I want to say the Seven of Swords can be like a journey by land. Go for a road trip, go on a hike, go for a walk. Whatever, a picnic, whatever. Virgo, take some grapes, but just be mindful of just where you're at, what state of mind you're at, because you got the Perception card here in reverse, and yeah, just be aware of where your head's at and where your energy's at in general, Virgo, because that's going to affect all this abundance here. It can take a very abundant situation and feel like the universe is against us. So just something to be mindful of. This is a moon in Aquarius. It's going through a cycle right now. But it'll pass, and you're going to learn a lot from this stuff, and you're going to grow and embody that higher octave of yourself, Virgo. So I see it, and I'm with it. All right, Virgo, I think I'm going to leave that there. So you stay safe out there. Try not to get, focus on raising your vibration through the roof. If any of this resonated with you, if you know someone, raise that vibration. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.